Western New York has a bit of a surprise for you. It's a city called Buffalo. Now, Buffalo is traditionally one of the places tourists tend to pass through on the way to somewhere else. Better known for chicken wings and bad winters. Well, have a look at the other Buffalo. It is, after all, on one of the Great Lakes. It has some of Frank Lloyd Wright's finest architecture, and these days it's enjoying something of a renaissance. Buffalo has always been separated from Lake Erie by expressways. Now the waterfront is bustling with new housing and energy. The lakeshore has become a place to live, play, and dine.
People coming into the city and wanting to be excited about being here, wanting to bring fresh food ideas, and like any city, you want to be noted for more than chicken wings, that's a certain.
The Buffalo waterfront is also home to more than just pleasure craft.
The Buffalo and Erie County Naval Servicemen's Park, its significance and importance is to let the younger kids realize how the history was in the early days during World War II and during the Vietnam, Korea, and it's the largest freshwater import facilities in the world. People can walk around, take tours at their leisure. They can get a reflection of what it was like in the early days of the Navy, the Army, and they can get a sense of what the actual sailors went through and how the soldiers dealt with different scenarios during wartime situations.
The waterfront is also being spruced up with hotel properties and investment dollars. A snazzy streetcar line links Buffalo's waterfront with the downtown that sports some fine architecture. There's also the famous Gold Dome, the Terracotta Building, and a stylish AAA baseball park with real grass. And a strong Catholic community has graced the city with this glorious basilica, decorated with almost 2,000 angels. But most of all, Buffalo is known for 5 remarkable houses designed by the American architect Frank Lloyd Wright.
This is prairie-style architecture, and it was very unique. It was meant to be organic in nature, reminiscent of a Midwest prairie, very flat and horizontal, low to the ground with deep, broad, overhanging eaves. If you look at the house across the street in contrast, which was built about 5 years before this, it's a very much a vertical uprise and a jumble of architectural styles, even though it was built by the leading architectural firm at the turn of the century. The neighbors were a little aghast when they saw what was coming up here, but it's turned out quite well for Buffalo.
Frank Lloyd Wright's style even extended to the art glass windows. Many of his finest are displayed at a local gallery. A few blocks away is Buffalo's famous art gallery, which proudly exhibits its own masterpieces.
The Albright-Knox Art Gallery is a center for contemporary art. We have over 4,000 works in our collection. We're a collecting museum, if you will. Artists from Impressionists to Post-Impressionists, abstract artists to artists of today are represented in the collection. We also feature traveling exhibitions. We've had Monet looking at Tissot retrospective, over 95 works from the famous French artist James Tissot.
A pickup game of hoops and miles of trails. There's plenty of room in Delaware Park, designed by the architect Frederick Law Olmsted, who also created New York City's Central Park. And like New York, there's a thriving theatrical community.
A proud and speechless dialect, such as move men. Besides, she hath prosperous art which you will play with reason and discourse, and well she can persuade.
Nighttime in Buffalo is not that big, but it's concentrated downtown, from the landmark Shays Theatre to the Chippewa Strip. For a quieter time, try nearby East Aurora, with its gracious homes and its arts and crafts center founded by Albert Hubbard more than a century ago. This hotel is considered to be a national landmark and, now restored to its original grandeur, is a welcoming place to stay. And finally, in a city with plenty of surprises, you'll find a carousel factory still working. They say it's the only one left in the world. And they're still carving horses here and delighting visitors, young at heart if old in years. Just another reason to visit Buffalo year-round. For more information on today's destinations, visit our website on topoftheworld.net.